And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Granville Central School as Niva Media Sports bringing you high school basketball. The Flying Forts of Fort Edward in town to take on the Golden Horde of Granville. Teams just played fairly recently, maybe a couple of weeks back, with Granville coming away with the win. And we're about to get underway here. Tonight's game being brought to you by our great sponsors, Telescope Casual Furniture, sponsors of the Telescope Furniture Broadcast Center, Pine Grove Motel, Barlow Electric, as that ball goes out of bounds, Scarletta's Car Hop, and Fred's Pharmacy. Well, we saw a great game here last night on the girls' side. If we see anything close to that here this evening, entertaining contest. Isaiah Guyton's going to trigger it in bounds here for the Golden Horde. Noonan pops it out top for Plude. Here's Farrell. Cross-court pass. Guyton attacks the baseline. Shot blocked from behind by Calvin Boucher for Fort Edward. Flying Forts under their new coach, Jason Harrington, with their first possession. They turn it over. Here's Paul Plude off the bounce pass from Isaiah Guyton. And it's 2-0 Granville. Bringing it up here for the Flying Forts is Jackson Chester. Pass inside. They kick it opposite. Nice step-through move, shot up and good by Aiden Mullen. And we're tied at 2. Calvin Boucher has had a big year for the Flying Forts. Speaking of big years, Liam Farrell with the turnaround jumper. He's had a beyond big year. He's had a monster year for the Golden Horde. That one stripped from behind from Calvin Boucher. It's going to be taken out on the side. And coming over to trigger it in for the Flying Forts is going to be Connor Tripp. Good pressure there by Cole Plude. Dangerous pass cross court for Ryan Swears. And here's a turnover. Guyton ahead for Plude. Nice pass right back to Guyton. Gorgeous fast break right there. Textbook fast break. And that's why this Golden Horde team, after that 0-6 start, has been on fire. It's played just like that that's got them really rolling right now. Here's Boucher looking for the first points of the game for him, as he's a big scorer for the Flying Forts, but there's a turnover. Sam Rathman, first-year coach, so a pair of first-year coaches going head-to-head here. Of course, Jay Harrington, not a first-year coach at all. He's a first-year coach at Fort Edward. Many years on the girls' side and the boys' side at Hartford. Here's Guyton. Guyton off the glass, up and good. 8-6 Granville. Golden Horde off quick start. Here's Mullen. Up top, running the offense here was Jackson Chester. Chester wanted to go to Mullen, intercepted by Noonan. Noonan's going to go coast to coast, lay it up and good, and Hartford's going to take a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here this time. 5:42 to go first quarter, and a 10-2 lead out of the gate quickly. This Granville Golden Horde team, and that's how they've played lately, folks. They've been hot as hot can be ever since the opening part of the season. They started out 0-6 as they had a brutal early season schedule as they played Hoosick Falls, Hudson Falls, I think that was the other order maybe, but Hudson Falls, then Hoosick Falls. They played Duanesburg. They opened the league with North Warren and Corinth, who right now both sit at the top of the Adirondack League, and then played Burton Academy in Manchester, Vermont, in the tournament. They might have been 0-5 and then beat Bolton, I think, in there also. But anyway, slow start, and they have just caught fire since then. Here's Chester. Swears wanted to lob it inside. It was stolen by Farrell. You're not going to throw it over him. Plude finds Farrell trailing the play. Shot up no good for the whistle of foul. Flying Forts are missing their big man today. who is out sick, and Coach Harrington was telling me before that they've had a lot of illness. As Farrell knocks down the first free throw, so a lot of illness has been going through his team. It's been very rare, he said, that he's had everyone healthy on the same night. Farrell knocks down the free throws. It's 12-2. Here's Swears. Wanted to go to Chester, but it was well contested there by Guyton. Guyton down court for Plude, and it's 14-2. And now a turnover off the inbounds. Now it could be a held ball. Still scrapping for it. Still fighting for it. Plude had it, but it ended up right in the hands of Swears. Here's Connor Tripp to the bucket. They're going to wave it off for the offensive foul. Everything going the Golden Horde's way right now. Nothing going the way of the Flying Fort. That's the first foul on Tripp. Second team foul for the Flying Forts, and entering the game is number 55, Joey Gardner. Here's Plude. The handoff for Guyton. Kicks it out for Plude. Plude gets in the lane. The floater won't go. Battle for the rebound, and it's pulled down by Gardner. Here's Boucher looking to get on track. On the baseline, it was Mullen. Now Swears. And he's going to have it stripped away from behind, and we're going to have the blocking foul called. Foul is going to be on Jacob Noonan, his first team second of the opening quarter. We're about halfway through this opening quarter, a 12-point lead for the Horde, trying to keep that winning streak going. They have been hot, as I said, since early in the season when they struggled. Chester's going to kick it out to Swears on the way for three. No good. The rebound for Guyton. Guyton with the push. Here's Plude's going to take it himself, up and good. And a full timeout's going to be called here by Jason Harrington, the Fort Edward coach. And it's 16-2, the Golden Horde. So we'll go to a commercial read right here. Thanks to some of our sponsors who helped to bring high school basketball your way here on Nivett Media Sports, such as Telescope Casual Furniture. All of our broadcasts for high school sports on Nivett Media come your way from the Telescope Casual Furniture Broadcast Center. Telescope Casual Furniture Manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years, voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family-owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. That's Telescope Casual Furniture, sponsors of the Telescope Casual Furniture Broadcast Center. Also brought to you by the Pine Grove Motel. Pine Grove Motel with newly renovated rooms, comfort and cozy, located in Granville, New York, 518-361-0488. That's the Pine Grove Motel of Granville. If you're in town, stop in and try their comfortable, cozy rooms. 4:17 to go in the opening quarter. A 14-point lead already for the Golden Horde of Granville. Here's Chester. Now Gardner. Gardner gets it over to Boucher. Swears is down court open. Corner three, blocked by Guyton. Should be Fort Edward ball underneath their own basket. Chester will run the offense here from the right of the backboard. Here's Swears. Wanted to go to Gardner, knocked away by Rathman, who has checked in. Here's Plude, down low for Farrell. You let him catch the ball that deep, it's going to be impossible to stop that, especially when you don't have your big man tonight, which is the case for the Flying Forts. And here's the steal by Guyton, and he double dribbled. (18-2). Guyton went up with the two-hand power dribble. Maybe he had dunk on his mind. I don't know. I've never seen him dunk it in a game, but maybe he can. Here's Boucher. Boucher throws over the top for Swears. Finds wide open. Gardner was too far underneath the backboard, but he got shoved under the backboard by Farrell. So on the floor for the Horde, it is Noonan. It was not Noonan. They didn't sub. Noonan was already in there. So it's Noonan, Rathman, Farrell, Guyton, and Plude for Granville on the floor. And it is Swears and Mullen and Calvin Boucher and Gardner and Chester on the floor for the Flying Forts. 18-2. Granville off to that quick start. Here's Guyton. They've been doing it with the pressure defense. Guyton gets in the lane, spins, and looks like that's going to be a foul on Gardner. Nice spin move there by Guyton. Guyton kind of played in the shadows a little bit last season with the talent that Granville had, but he's really come into his own here this season now that he's more of a focal point. Here's Farrell up and good with the left hand. 20-2. And not having their big man tonight really a factor down low. Really nobody to match up with Farrell for the Flying Forts. Here's Swears. And a steal again. And Plude up to lay it up and good. Substitution getting ready to come in for Fort Edward. Connor Tripp's going to go to the scorer's table. Here's Mullen. They trap him. He finds Chester. Chester high post for Boucher. Chester's going to let it go for three. It's no good. Battle for the rebound. Boucher got a piece of it. Farrell comes out with it. Leaking out was Plude, but couldn't handle the pass there from Farrell. Substitutions here for Fort Edward and Granville. Swears will get a breather, and coming back in is Connor Tripp for the Flying Forts. On for Granville is Matt Melodica, Joel Nelson, and also Trey Mason. Mason wearing number 10, Melodica number 5, Nelson number 30. And a whistle and a foul there. That's going to be against Cole Plude. That's his first. Team's fourth of the quarter, so not yet the bonus. Checking in for the Flying Forts is number 2, Braden Quinn. Here's Chester having it almost stolen by Plude. Down court for Tripp. Boucher into a double team. Trey Mason had his hands on it. Loose ball. Got it to Chester. Chester's going to let it go for a deep three, and he got it. So that breaks the drought for the Flying Forts. Straight on three by Chester, and it's 22-5. 2-3 zone here for the Forts. Here's Farrell. Up and no good. The rebound by Gardner. Gardner with the outlet here for Chester. Chester picked up his dribble at midcourt. Here's Quinn. Wanted to go to Tripp. Pass was deflected. Here comes Nelson. Nelson lays it up and good. The Golden Horde just get their hands on every ball. They're so aggressive in that trap. And that's been a big part of what they've done in the past. And maybe the last 2 or 3 years, not as an effective part of their game. Well, it was under the Justin Nassavera years, and certainly before that with Grant Sherrow. Looks like it's becoming more effective now, and it's something they like to do a lot more. Here's the quick outlet after the miss. Nelson, Plude. Shot goes in. Wasn't sure if that was going to go down. 26-5, Granville. Last year, they had more height. They had the Twin Towers in there with Will Jennings and Liam Farrell. So they played a game that centered around their height, and rightfully so, because that was where their advantage was. This year, a little smaller and quicker. Granville's gone back to more of the attacking, pressing type game. But definitely the double post players were their bread and butter last year with Jennings and Farrell. They was the free throw good from Boucher. They played that high-low action to perfection last year with the two bigs under Coach Brian Jennings. Missed the second one, but the rebound by the Flying Forts. Here's Boucher. Finds Gardner. Wanted to go down low. Wanted to get it to Tripp, but pass off the mark. Right idea, though. Absolutely the right play. 20-point lead for Granville. Runner, minute to go, first quarter. Plude into the lane, up and good. Plude's confidence has just exploded here in the second part of this year. Came off the bench last year. Now this year, bigger part of the team as Boucher lets one go for three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mason. Shot clock is off. Granville can have the final shot if they want it. Here's Velotica. Mason down low. Keegan Bryant, the reverse layup won't go. And the rebound by Tripp. Here's Chester. Quinn thought about it. Now Croucher, 11 seconds to go. Chester straight on three. Hit one there. It's another. Jackson Chester drills a three from almost the same spot as before. Final shot of the quarter. Short by Cole Plude. And as we get to the end of the first quarter here at Granville Central School, our score, the Granville Golden Horde 28, the Flying Forts of Fort Edward 9. This is high school basketball on Nivett Media Sports. And right now, let's tell you about more of our sponsors who help bring live high school basketball your way and football. And who knows what we're going to do in the spring. Maybe some spring sports as well. We'll see. But one of our fine sponsors, Barlow Electric Incorporated. Barlow Electric Incorporated, fully insured and reasonable. Master electrician, licensed in New York and Vermont. Generator installation, residential and commercial work. Call 518-361-0531. 518-361-0531 for Barlow Electric of Granville. Also by one of my favorite places to hang out when the weather's nice, and hopefully we'll have some nice weather not all that far away. Scarletta's Car Hop, opening for the 2025 season in March. Come enjoy some delicious food and all our ice cream choices. Scarletta's Car Hop, 518-642-2445, opening for the season in March. Can't wait. So on the floor for Fort Edward as we start the second quarter, it's going to be Chester and Tripp. And Swears is back on. Quinn and Calvin Boucher. Here's a steal. Guyton did the same thing again. Put the two-hand dribble slam down. He's got that move down to perfection. Coming in for Fort Edward is number 4, Owen Duquette. So here is Chester is going to bring it up. On the floor for Granville, it's Nelson, Guyton, Martell, Bryant, and Trey Mason, just the way I believe they ended the quarter. Jumper on the way from Swears, no good. Kept alive there by Nelson. And Bryant comes away with it. The outlet for Velotica. Guyton gets to the rack. Up and good. Count it. He's going to go to the line looking for the three-point play. Guyton just so tough. Gets his feet square. Defenders run after him. And then he puts the ball on the floor and goes right by him. Can't complete the three-point play. Nice hustle there by Tripp. Chester's going to bring it up. 30-9 lead here for the Golden Horde. Early second quarter. Boucher got it to go. The foul. The hoop and the harm. He's going to go to the line. Previous foul was on Velotica, by the way. This is going to be on Velotica as well. No, it's not. It's going to be on Trey Mason. First of the quarter. Shot no good. Off of Granville. It's going to be a Fort Edward ball. Chester's going to trigger it inbounds. Comes in for a Tripp, and it hit Chester out of bounds. So it's going to be Granville basketball. Not quite a minute in here to the second quarter, a 30-11 lead for the Horde. Here's Velotica. Jumper on the way. Nelson, no good. Rebound for Chester. Chester brings it up across midcourt. Finds Tripp right back to Chester. Here's Boucher. Swears. Wanted to go inside for Chester, but Keegan Bryant was there defensively. Here's Velotica. Pulls up, hits the little short jumper. Very young Fort Edward team when you look at this roster. 4 sophomores. Here's Chester. Chester finds Tripp. Tripp shot up and good. Boucher's a senior. Duquette's a senior. That's the only 2 seniors. 1, 2, 3 juniors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sophomores. 32-13. Here's Bryant. Passes it out for Guyton. Good ball movement here by the Horde. Bryant, nice pass, kick out. Nelson, three, no good. Long rebound. It's taken away. Chester thought he had it. It was taken away by Mason. Here's Guyton on the attack for Bryant. Shot up, no good. The rebound pulled down by Tripp. Chester sets the offense. Out here on the foul line, extended for Boucher. Splits two defenders. Up to Chester, left alone. Three ball on the way, no good. Boucher the rebound. Tries to power his way up. They double team him. Somehow found his way out of there and draws the foul. Nice patience there on the part of Calvin Boucher. Boucher's going to go to the line. Fouls on Bryant, his first. Team's second of the quarter. Boucher spun out on him. Mullins back in for Fort Edward. Noonan, Rathbun back in. And also in for the first time for Granville. Actually not. It's Farrell. I was kind of shaded from my view there a little bit by the guy standing next to him, but it is Liam Farrell. Farrell's got the rebound. Outlet for Velotica. Here's Velotica, finds Noonan wide open. And the bucket, good. 34-13 Horde, 5:11 to go. And a whistle and a foul as Swears tries to make a move to the bucket. So Swears is going to put it in play on the side. The foul is going to be on Rathbun, his second, team's third. Swears lobs it in for Boucher. Rathbun provides the defense, knocked away. It'll be still Fort Edward ball on the side. Tripp lobs it in for Boucher. Boucher, little turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound by Noonan. Here comes Granville. They run every opportunity they get. Noonan across mid-court. Rathbun. Velotica, little toss and catch game there. Right back for Velotica. Corner three, no good. And up over the backboard, and that's out of bounds. 4:44 to go in the first half, second quarter. 34-13 lead for the Golden Horde. They've got Swears tied up over there. He and Rathbun get down on the floor, and it's going to be a held ball. It's going to be Golden Horde possession arrow. Here's Rathbun. Finds Velotica. Wanted to go to Farrell. Broken up by Boucher. Rathbun finds Noonan. Some good ball movement here. Velotica, corner three. No good. Too strong. Swears with the rebound on the backside. Down court. Duquette makes a move. Wanted to shoot it. Saw Liam Farrell there. Thought better of it. Tripp shot up. No good. Boucher the tip. No good. Boucher the offensive rebound. He couldn't get it to go, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the line. And the foul is going to be charged to Noonan. That is his second, fourth team foul against the Golden Horde. Boucher hits the first one. So one more foul. And Granville's going to be over the limit. Gardner's back in, as is Chester, replacing Tripp and Swears. Cole Plude's going to come back in for Granville, replacing Velotica. Boucher gets 1 out of 2. Farrell with the rebound. Here's the outlet for Guyton. Guyton across midcourt. Gets with the Noonan on the baseline. Corner three. Plude. No good. Rebound by Duquette. Gets to the cross midcourt. Better not go. Oh, he didn't have all three over, so that was a good no call. A lot of people yell about that, but it was the correct call. Or correct no call, I should say. Gardner. Farrell might have got a piece of that. Here's Guyton. Guyton kicks it out. Rathman, baseline three. No good. Farrell got a hand on it. It's going to be Fort Edward basketball. .323 to go before halftime. 20-point lead for Granville. They've taken control right from the start. Here's Boucher. Duquette back for Calvin Boucher. Is going to let it go for three. Good. Boucher knocks down the three ball. Gets it down to 17, but still a lot of work to go here for the Flying Forts. Here's Plude. Almost a steal there by Chester. Rathman goes on the attack. Dangerous pass. Chester got the hand in there, broke it up. Here's Plude on the way for three. No good. The rebound for Boucher. Chance for the Flying Forts to cut into that deficit a little bit before halftime. Chester goes high post for Gardner. His shot on the way. No good. Rebound for Noonan. Good hustle back that time by the Flying Forts. Here's Rathman. Passes inside for Farrell. Hot potato. Nobody can get their hands on it. Great hustle there by Aiden Mullen. And the held ball is going to favor Fort Edward. He's going to be rewarded for that hustle. So we're going to have a full timeout on the floor. With the timeout, we'll take one ourselves here and tell you about some of our great sponsors on Niva Media Sports. 2:31 to go before halftime. 34-17, the Golden Horde over Fort Edward at the moment. And today's game being brought to you by Fred's Granville Pharmacy. Fred's Granville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, dedicated to the unique community they've served since 2015. Located in the Big Lots Plaza. Call 518-642-3733. That's 518-642-3733 for Fred's Granville Pharmacy. Also, tonight's game brought to you by Telescope Casual Furniture, sponsors of our Telescope Casual Furniture Broadcast Center. Telescope Casual Furniture, manufacturing in Granville for over 100 years. Voted the ICFA Manufacturer of the Year in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Family-owned and operated business focusing on comfort, style, quality, and world-class customer service. That's Telescope Casual Furniture. 2:31 to go before the break. It's been all Granville. They lead 34-17. Fort Edward, though, playing better after that slow start where they got behind 22-2. Here's Boucher. Cross-court pass for Chester. Finds Boucher. Boucher on the way for three. Guyton with the rebound. Here comes Granville. They go. As soon as they get it, they're looking to run. And that one just too far out in front of Farrell. Fort Edward trying to work their way back into this one. Down court, beautiful pass. Gardner with the finish. Sweet feed there from Calvin Boucher. And it's down to 15. Flying Forts after that slow start, showing some life. And nice defense there by Boucher as they tried to enter it into Farrell in the low post. Here's Farrell. Rathman on the way. Three, no good. Battle for the rebound, just too tough. Without their big man, you can't do much about Farrell. 36-17, 36-19, I should say. Down low, Boucher. Rathman almost had the steal as Mullen was trying to get into the low post. Camden Woodruff checks in for Granville. Comes in here for Boucher. Chester. Chester wanted to go to Boucher. Here's Rathman. And good job defensively. What a nice play by Gardner. Got that all clean. Nice block. Beautiful play there by Joey Gardner. Comes in for Woodruff. Somebody got a piece of that as he was trying to pass it inside. Here's Mullen. Wants to set the offense here for the Flying Forts. They go to Gardner, high post. Gardner's going to shoot it. No good. Farrell the rebound. And the steal by Chester. Here comes Chester. He likes that spot. Straight on three. And the Flying Forts make it 36-22. They're within 14. Well, you know, any team coached by Jason Harrington is not going to give up the fight. That's for sure. They're going to battle. Farrell's going to go to the line. The foul is going to be on Gardner, his second, team second of the quarter. And Farrell gets the roll. Second shot by Farrell. No good. Rimmed out on him. Moucher the rebound. 15-point game under a minute to go. Nice recovery here by the Flying Forts. Here's Gardner. Finds Swears. Swears into the lane. Goes to the right hand. Nice move. Couldn't get it to go. But beautiful move by Swears. Down court. Klude. Reverse layup. And he got it. Back to a 17-point game. And now a turnover. Noonan. And I was going to say got tied up, but it's going to be a foul on Chester. 5 full time in. Third on Chester. That's going to go. Trip quickly up off the bench. That could be an issue for this Fort Edward team. Actually, no, it's on Boucher, not on Chester. Boucher. It's the third on Boucher, which is a major problem for the Flying Forts. Jumper on the way. Woodruff for three. The follow. No box out on the backside. And the bucket good. Now the turnover. Here's a scramble for the ball. And they're going to call a foul. And that's going to be on Joey Gardner. And that's his third. So the foul issue mounting a little bit here. And back to a 19-point game after Granville had cut it to 14. That's going to get Duquette back up off the bench. But they had worked hard and got it back to 14. Now a little bit of a late run here by the Horde. Klude, no good. Long rebound for Duquette. Goes behind the back. Gets the handle. Finds Tripp. And that's going to do it for the half. So after a quick start by Granville, Fort Edward recovers, gets it down to 14 with a nice little run. And then the Golden Horde finished strong. But they finished on a 5-0 run to put it back up to 19. And at the end of 2 quarters of play, we go to halftime. Our score, Granville 41 and the Flying Forts of Fort Edward 22. We'll be back for the second half in just a bit. This is high school basketball on Nivet Media Sports. second half. 41-22, the Golden Horde on top of Fort Edward. Granville opened up a 22-2, I think it was, lead early on. Fort Edward came back late in the second quarter, got it to 14, but then a run by the Horde built it back up, a 5-0 run to end the half. And here's Jacob Noonan with the steal. Noonan on the floor with Guyton, Rathbun, Flood, and Farrell, the starting five. Here's Rathbun, a little runner in the lane, up and good. The short jumper. And it's back up over 20 after Fort Edward had gotten it down to 14. It is Chester, Boucher, Tripp, as here's Farrell with the steal. He stepped out of bounds. Swears, Mullen on the floor for Fort Edward. Tripp, Chester, Mullen, Swears, Boucher. I think I might have forgot one there the first time. Here's Swears, had a strip from behind by Flood. Guyton came up with it. Here's Guyton. Guyton down the lane. Up and no good. A whistle and a foul. And if that's on Boucher, that's 4. And that's mad trouble here for Fort Edward. It is 4 on Boucher. That's going to get Gardner up off the bench. So Guyton at the line, who was a big part of that early run for Granville. Misses the first one. Now Gardner's going to get in for Boucher. So they're going to have to play a long time here without Calvin Boucher. And he's their big gun. Guyton gets the second one. 44-22, so back up to a 22-point lead after the Forts had whittled it to 14. Here's Chester, finds Swears. Chester looking to get it across. Just barely was able to do so before the 10 count, or the 10 count in the backcourt. Here's Swears. Had it knocked away by Noonan. Noonan for Rathbun. Nice pass. The Farrell the finish. And this is how Granville got that big lead early. Transition basketball and turnovers. And Swears is limping off. He got himself hurt there. It's going to bring in Duquette. So 46-22, maybe the biggest lead of the game. I know they led by as much as 22 at one point. Lots of contact. Nice job there by Tripp getting on the floor after that, but then losing the handle was Duquette. What a pass from Flood. And Rathbun, the catch and the finish. That was a bullet. Threading the needle. Here's Tripp. Tripp had some numbers there, up over the top of Farrell, up and good. Nice bucket there by Connor Tripp. 24-point ball game, just underway. 2 minutes gone here in the third. Corner three, Noonan got it to go. Jacob Noonan with the corner three. Here's Chester, stripped away from behind by Rathbun. Here's Rathbun, contact. It's going to be a blocking foul on, I believe, Tripp. So the foul on Tripp, his second, team second of the quarter. No good on the first shot from Rathbun. Second shot also no good. Guyton, though, the rebound, kicks it out for Rathbun. Are they going to be able to save it? They did, but they saved it to Fort Edward. Here's Mullen. Mullen finds Chester. Chester across the timeline is going to stop, pop. He's got some range. He can hit that shot. I thought he was going to try another one. Chester, and almost turned it over. Mullen comes away with it. And now here's the steal by Flood. Flood to the bucket, up and good. And now definitely the biggest lead of the ball game. And just right now, not having Calvin Boucher out there is making things very difficult such a big part of what the Flying Forts do at both ends of the floor. 5:16 to go, third quarter, 53-24, Granville. They've been in control all the way. Comes in for Gardner, finds Duquette. And a steal here by Klude. Klude to the bucket, up and good. And now Granville just opening it up. They got their pressure going again. Klude's going to get another bucket. And it's going to be a timeout call by Jason Harrington. He's going to take a full timeout. And the lead has ballooned to 57-24 with 4:55 to go here in the third quarter. Let's tell you about some of the sponsors we have. They're helping to bring high school sports your way on Nivet Media Sports, such as the Pine Grove Motel, with newly renovated rooms. They are comfortable and cozy, located in Granville, New York. Call 518-361-0488, 518-361-0488 for the Pine Grove Motel of Granville. Also brought to you by Barlow Electric Incorporated, fully insured and reasonable, master electrician, licensed in New York and Vermont. Generator installation, residential and commercial work. Call 518-361-0531. That's 518-361-0531 for Barlow Electric of Granville. So fortunate to have all these great sponsors on hand for us to help us bring this action your way. In the fall, we had football, basketball here in the winter, and Eric and I were talking last night about maybe exploring some other things high school sports-wise. As here's a turnover. Klude finds Cam Rathman, I think it was, for the bucket there. It was Rathman. Here's Tripp. Tripp down court, lost the handle. Down court for Klude. The easy layup. And it's 60-24, 61-24. So we'll see what the future holds. Let's get through this basketball season first. And a whistle and a foul against Klude. Swears, all right. He came off limping a bit earlier, but he's back into the game, so that's good for Fort Edward. Also checking in for the Flying Forts. Back into the game is Braden Quinn, number 2. Swears, gets it in for Quinn. Quinn lost the handle on it there, scramble for it. There was a kick ball in there, so it's still going to be Fort Edward basketball. Almost midway through the third quarter, 61-24. They're going to bring Calvin Boucher back in, and he's just going to have to do everything he can here to not pick up a foul. He's got 4. Here's Boucher. Finds Quinn on the way for 3. Halfway down and out. Boucher, the rebound. Had it stripped and held ball. Possession arrow is going to favor the Flying Forts. Matt Velotica, Trey Mason back on. Also coming back in for the Horde is Joel Nelson. Guyton, Rathman, and Noonan will go out. Comes in for Quinn. Finds Boucher. Boucher immediately double teamed. Finds Chester. Right back to Boucher. To Swears. Shot blocked. Scramble for it. Good hustle there. Actually, it might have been Gardner. Here's Swears and whistle and a foul, and I think that's going to be on Joel Nelson. I think it was Gardner there, not Swears on that last shot. Chester will put it in play. Finds Swears. Wanted to go down low for Gardner. Pass was off the mark. Here come the Horde. Klude with a layup. (63-24). Now the steal by Klude. Finds Velotica, up and good. There's Boucher. Boucher thought about it, goes down low. Gardner got the layup. Nice entry pass by Calvin Boucher and a nice finish there by Gardner. Here's Farrell. Finds Mason. Baseline jumper. No good. Farrell with the rebound. Ball came loose. Jumper there by Velonica. Farrell with the follow. 67-26. Here's Swears. Knocked away by Velonica. There's Chester. Chester with a little spin. Kicks it out for Swears. Back to Chester. Chester looked to attack the lane. Nice defense there by the Horde. Gardner being pestered there by Mason. Underneath, Boucher. Farrell with the foul. He doesn't believe it. He thinks he got all ball. Farrell, heck of a baseball player, too. Dominant pitcher in the Adirondack League last year. Third foul on Farrell. Keegan Bryant's going to check in. First shot good by Boucher. Second one by Calvin Boucher, also good. 67-28. Here's Velonica. Mason, now Plude. Plude into the lane. No good. Bryant with the rebound. Putback attempt, no good. Boucher with the rebound. Almost a steal there by Nelson. He gets tied up with Quinn. Good anticipation there by Joel Nelson. And the possession arrow favors Granville. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Big lead here for the Horde. Here's Nelson, kicks it out for Plude. Plude cross court for Mason. Mason out for Nelson. Velotica back for Nelson. Baseline jumper, Plude. Good. Here's Chester. Knocked away out of bounds by Cole Plude. Plude's got to have a big game going tonight. He's been the beneficiary of many steals and layups. Chester. Chester on the baseline. He can shoot it. They've done a pretty good job of keeping him under wraps. Here's Boucher playing with those 4 fouls. Swears on the way for 3. Velonica got a piece of it. Nelson down court for Velonica. Too far to the backboard. Finds Bryant. Back to Velonica. A little short jumper on the baseline. No good. Boucher with the rebound. Here's Chester. Cole Plude got rocked with a screen right there. Chester left alone for 3. No good. Mason the rebound. Under a minute to play. Plude ahead of the field. He's got the easy bucket. A couple of the Hartford managers in the house over there. One of them being Jesse Baker, their big man. Maybe doing a little scouting tonight. Coach Raymond Harrington was also here earlier. Watching his dad's team. And I'm sure watching the Golden Horde as they have them coming up on, I believe it's February 5th. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Gardner. Gardner around Mason to the bucket. Mason with a big block from behind. Loose ball possession arrow favors the Flying Forts. Chester's going to put it in play. Wanted to go to Boucher on the backside. Blocked by Mason as Gardner tried to get the shot up. Here's Mason. Nice job of coming down with that. Nelson left alone for 3. He didn't get it. I was going to say he got it. Rimmed out on him. Here's Boucher. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Cut off by Velotica. Bryant comes to help. Cross-court pass for Swears. Down low for Gardner. And up and no good. A whistle of foul as the buzzer sounds to end the quarter. And foul is going to be on Bryant. That's going to send Joey Gardner to the line. as time expires here in the third. No good from Gardner. Second shot by Gardner is good. And we're through three quarters here in Granville. Our score at the end of three, Granville 72, the Flying Forts of Fort Edward 29. This is high school basketball on Nivett Media Sports. Let's talk about some of the great sponsors who help bring high school sports your way here on Nivett Media, such as Scarlotta's Car Hop. Yes, folks, getting closer to that time of year. Believe it or not, you wouldn't know it by stepping outside today. The ice cream weather's just around the corner. But trust me, it will happen eventually. And Scarlotta's Car Hop will be there when it does. Scarlotta's Car Hop opening for the 2025 season in March. Come enjoy some delicious food and all our ice cream choices at Scarlotta's. Scarlotta's Car Hop. Call 518-642-2445. Opening for the season in March. Back to the action here now as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. It's going to be Mason, Rathbun, Velotica, Nelson, and Bryant for Granville. Chester, Swears, Tripp, Boucher, and Quinn for the Flying Forts. 2-3, or looks like a 3-2 zone. Shot up by Velotica, no good. The rebound by Tripp. Bringing it up is going to be Chester. Little handoff play with Boucher. Boucher into the lane, trying to make it the rest of the way with those 4 fouls. It's got a long ways to go with 4 fouls. He's had it for a while. Tough pass. Gets it over to Swears. Here's Chester. Chester, floater in the lane. Couldn't get it to go, but whistled a foul. Foul's going to be on Joel Nelson. His second, first of the quarter on the Golden Horde. First shot by Chester is good. Second shot too strong. Tripp had a hand on it. Bryant ends up with a rebound. Here's Rathbun, gets it in the corner for Velotica. Velotica, a little short jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Tripp. Tripp gets it out for Quinn. Oh, dangerous pass. And stolen away here by Nelson. Finds Rathbun. Rathbun up and no good. And Chester ends up with a rebound. Chester's going to bring it up across the timeline, defended by Rathbun. And it's going to be a backcourt by him. Coming back on for the Flying Forts is going to be Aiden Mullen. On the baseline, here's Velotica. In the middle, Rathbun kicks it out from Mason. Back for Velotica. Wanted to step back three. Nice entry pass into Bryant. Nice pass by Bryant over to Nelson. Still plenty of time. 15 on the shot clock. Nelson kicks it out. Velotica, 3-ball, no good. Here's Mason. His shot up and no good. Rathbun with the putback. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, commanding lead here for Granville. Now here's the turnover. Here's Mason. Mason wants to go all the way. He was cut off there by Chester. Chester's got numbers so he can get out of there. Now he's able to dribble out. Granville, though, getting back on defense. Chester on the way for 3. No good. Rebound pulled down by Velotica. Finds Rathbun. No good. Velotica up. No good. Rebound pulled down by Boucher. Doesn't matter who's on the floor for Granville. They keep coming at you. They like to run. They like to get after it. Here's Boucher, and he's going to draw the foul and go to the line. Foul's going to be on Keegan Bryant, his third. And at the line is going to be Calvin Boucher. First one rims out on him. Liam Farrell's going to come back in. Guyton's going to come back in. Also coming back on the floor is Camden Woodruff. Boucher gets 1 out of 2. 74-31, 5:26 to go here in Granville. We'll be back in action on Friday night. Girls basketball. The Cardinals of Fort Anne come in here to take on the Golden Horde. Here's Guyton. Didn't take him long to warm up, or maybe it would have because he was well short on that one. But Farrell's there to clean up the mess and put it up and good. Here's Tripp. Tripp splits 2 defenders up off the glass and good. Nice move there by Connor Tripp. 76-33 Horde. Here's Guyton inside. Farrell muscled his way through Boucher. Boucher had to let him go with those 4 fouls. Here's Boucher. And reach and foul by Farrell. I think that's his 4th. Coming in for Granville is number 34, Carter Perry. Replacing Trey Mason. Here's Chester. Finds Tripp. Mullen. Chester. Chester tried to get the lane, kicks it out. Dribble drive and kick for Swears. No good. Battle for the rebound. Boucher's got it. New shot clock here for the Flying Forts. Chester. Nelson saved it. Mullen gets tied up with Guyton. The battle of number ones. And possession arrow is going to favor the Flying Forts of Fort Edward. Midway through the 4th quarter, 78-33 Horde. Comes in for Chester. Chester, defended by Guyton, who's such a good defender. Here's Swears. Swears, nice fake, lets it go for 3, no good. Farrell with the rebound. Here's Guyton. Guyton kicks it out. Nelson. Jumper on the way. Good for 3. Carter Perry comes in and drills the 3. Swears into the lane, and he traveled. Boucher's going to come out with 3:30 to go, as is Chester. Coming in. Gardner's back in. Also into the game is number 12 for the first time. And that is Judson Boucher. And again, knocking down the 3 is Carter Perry. It's been the secret weapon here. They've been hiding him over there. Here's Guyton. Guyton in a bucket, up and good. 3 minutes to go here in Granville, 84-33, the Golden Horde. And Bryant getting ready to come back in. Mason. And here's the steal. Perry. Down court. Back to Farrell, the layup. What a gorgeous pass from goal Nelson. And here's Woodruff with the steal. Woodruff to the bucket. And he traveled. Keegan Bryant coming in for Liam Farrell. Trey Mason coming in for Isaiah Guyton. Coach Sam Rathman's used everybody tonight. Here's Gardner. Gardner puts it on the floor, gets it stripped away. Now finds Tripp. Tripp lost the handle. Here's Nelson. Nelson, the bucket. No. Rebound pulled down by Gardner as we approach 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Here's Mullen, little Euro step, no good. Rebound pulled down by Carter Perry. Perry, obviously a fan favorite here, the junior. Mason, Woodruff. Here's Nelson. Nelson's going to let it go for three. Halfway down and out. No good. Rebound pulled down by Swears. Swears for Gardner. Gardner trying to back down Bryant. Powers his way up. No good. Rebound by Mason. Mason the outlet here for Nelson. Nelson. Here's Carter Perry again. No good this time. The putback's up and good, though, for Woodruff. 80-33. Here's Swears. Passed out front by Judson Boucher. One minute exactly to go up on the clock. Mason's going to let it go. Corner three ball, no good. Rebound pulled down by Woodruff. His shot up and good. Nice job working the boards by Camden Woodruff. And he puts the 89th and 90th points on the board. Judson Boucher for three, no good. Had a good look. Got a good shot off. Shot clock is off. Granville can hold it here. And they'll likely do that. And that's what they're going to do. It's going to kill the clock. And that's the game. That's a new thing that I've seen this year, is when the shot clock is off and the clock is ticking down. I've seen it multiple times where the officials, knowing that nothing's going to happen, they're just going to run it down, can call game. I think that's new. As I said, I hadn't seen it previously until this year. So the Golden Horde of Granville get off to a fast start. Fort Edward comes back, cuts it to 14, and then Granville puts it away late in the second quarter and then blows it wide open in the second half, and they'll come away with the 90-33 win. It is their seventh win in a row after starting the season. I think I said 0-6 before, but it might have been like 0-4 or 0-5. They got a win over Salem in there, and then they beat Bolton, then they got the loss to Burton. But they've taken off since then. 7 in a row for the Golden Horde. One of the longest winning streaks in the Adirondack League of Adirondack League teams. 10 in a row for the Whitehall girls, by the way. And the Whitehall boys also had a good streak early on of, I think, 7 or 8 wins in a row. So our teams that we follow here have really done a good job of putting some nice streaks together this season, for sure. Some great, exciting basketball. Granville wins this one 90-33, our final score. And tonight's game has been brought to you by our fine sponsors, who we appreciate so much. Of course, Telescope Furniture, Telescope Casual Furniture, sponsors of the Telescope Casual Furniture Broadcast Center. Also by Pine Grove Motel of Granville, Barlow Electric of Granville, Scarlatta's Car Hop of Granville, and Fred's Granville Pharmacy of Granville are sponsors of high school sports here on Nibit Media Sports. That's going to wrap it up from Granville. For Eric Picar, my cameraman and producer, I'm Keith Harrington saying so long from Granville. This has been a production of Nibit Media Sports. Have a great night, everybody.